So, hello there everyone and welcome, it is Niran here, and today it is time for a FIFA 20 career mode challenge. There's many age-old questions in the world of football. Now that I think about it, I can't really actually remember any of them, but one of them definitely is whether you can win the Champions League with a League 2 team. Don't question it, big man. I'm telling the truth. You don't have to. Just for a second, imagine a League 2 side goes on a magical FA Cup run. They reach the final, they play one of the biggest teams in England, and they somehow pull off the David and Goliath story and win the trophy. Not only do they win that cup competition, they technically gain entrance to the Europa League. And let's say in this hypothetical situation, this hypothetical team then went on yet another magical cup run the very next season in the Europa League. They then face one of the biggest teams in Europe in that final, win that, and suddenly they're in the Champions League while still being in League 2. That hypothetical and very realistic scenario is what we're going to be taking on today. We are controlling and managing Salford City, and we are going to do just that. Potentially. I don't know. Now, there is a catch. I mean, I don't want this video to take me approximately 4 months to record, so we are going to have an injection of cash to build a squad, but then we're basically just going to see if it's actually possible to win the Champions League with the team that you're using still being in League 2. If you're going to enjoy the video, though, slap a like on this one and subscribe if you're new to the channel. But for now, it's time to build the team. It would appear as though the class of 92 have stumbled upon some new money in the course of the last 2 seasons. Now, the first player we're going in for, naturally, as newly promoted to League 2 Salford City, is Paris Saint-Germain's Neymar. Why not? Sometimes you've got to go with a bold strategy when you arrive in a new division. We agree on 150 mil. Fun fact, Neymar and his agent actually had to get the bus into the negotiations here. Also, I'm pretty sure that is a manager. Yep, he only wants a 1-year contract. His agent's like, I don't know how you even swindled us into this room in the first place. So we're in Manchester, right? Yeah. That means I'm signing for Man U, yeah? yeah, definitely, yeah. It's the same colour, so you basically, Jurgen Klopp's next up. I don't know why he's agreed to these negotiations. These lot are not on the long-term contracts. They're not really feeling the vision here at Salford. It's fair to say this latest signing is somewhat of a coup. Barcelona have rejected advances from Manchester City, Manchester United, some of the other biggest clubs in the world in their time. But Salford City, recently of the National League, have come up to them and been like, listen, yo, we want Lionel in it. I think it's fair to say he will probably be a crucial first team player overall. I don't want to hear any talk about financial fair play, alright? This is completely legitimate behavior. There just might have to be a slight tinkering of the accounts and the intakes next season. I'm feeling audacious. I'm offering a player swap. I feel like City are a little bit light at centre-back, and you know who they need? Nathan Bond. No. Okay. Cursed images. As you can see, this side has had somewhat of a makeover in this first season here in League 2. Our goalkeeper is the German international Marc-Andre ter Stegen. We've got a back line of Trent Alexander-Arnold, Kalidou Koulibaly, Virgil van Dijk and Jordi Alba. Kevin De Bruyne, N'Golo Kante and Neymar occupy midfield. Whilst on the left of a front three, we've got Ronaldo. Through the centre, we've got Mbappe. And on the right, we've got the captain, Lionel Messi. Now, I can already hear some of you in the comments saying, oh, but you're meant to be winning the Champions League with a League 2 team. Listen, what do you want me to do? How am I going to win the Champions League with 61 rated Bond, with 30 pace and 40 dribbling? Now, to the first cup game of the season. We start our journey all the way in round 1 of the Carabao Cup. The likes of ter Stegen, Van Dijk, De Bruyne and Messi have only beaten Shrewsbury Town 1-0. We've been beaten by a player called Slew.
Non-stop working, yeah? Slew them.
Kevin De Bruyne saying he's not usually one to blow his own trumpet, but he reckons he would have made an impact against Grimsby Town. Is probably one of the best things I've seen on this game. Alright, we've been given Rotherham United in round 3. It should hopefully prove to be a kind draw with the squad that we've got, and indeed it is. Alright, it's pretty much Halloween. Hopefully this isn't going to turn into a nightmare against Leicester City. It's got to be a victory, and it is. It's yet more Premier League opposition in the quarterfinals of the league Cup. What can we do against these lot? It's a 4-0 win. Thankfully, my heart is not broken by this club for a second time in a matter of a week. And now we're on to the Carabao Cup semi-finals. We're 2 games away from Wembley. It is a 2-2 draw in the first leg, which isn't too bad, to be fair. On FA Cup duty again now, and we've got Oxford United at home. This should be a pretty simple win. And just 5 days later, we've got that crucial second leg of the Carabao Cup semi-finals against Liverpool. Hopefully we can get the win, and indeed we do. We are going to the final thanks to a brace from Messi and a goal from Mbappe. Alright, so this is the moment of truth. Win this, and we should be in the Europa League for next season. That is really all we've got to do. We've definitely got the better team on paper. They actually knocked out Manchester City, to be fair, to get here. So it's 0-0 at full time, but we win on penalties. Slightly concerning. With that, we should now be through and qualified for the Europa League. Interesting fact for you here. We've had so many games in hand because players have been away on international duty or whatever. Everyone else has actually finished the season before we have. We're into season 2, and as you can see, confirmation, we are in the Europa League, albeit in the qualifying rounds. I think it's the preliminary qualifying round as well. I think there's another one on top of this. So this is it then, our big old European debut away from home against Aarhus. We've worked very hard to get here. The first leg is done, and it's a 3-0 win. We've got a 3-0 lead, and we win 3-0 again. So the fixture congestion is definitely going to be an issue here. Away once again in the first leg against Hearts here. What can we get out of this first tie? It's a 2-0 win away. This to get into the Europa League proper. We've got a 2-0 lead, and it turns into a 7-0 lead on aggregate. So we're in Group C for the Europa League. It's actually not the easiest of groups, but for now, we've got a first game to get through, and it's against the Malmo, who I think also had to go through qualifiers to get to this stage, and it's a 2-0 win. And our replacement centre-back for Van Dijk, who got injured, has now got injured, which is brilliant. We got off to a winning start against Swedish opposition. Now we are at home. A brace from Ronaldo against some of his fellow compatriots, and then Kevin De Bruyne with one as well. Let's be real, a win here and we are through. We leave Celtic Park with a 2-0 victory to our names. Could I just say, this calendar is an absolute mess now. Burton Albion in the FA Cup, then Portsmouth in the Leasing.com trophy, Braga in the Europa League, Port Vale in League 2. Alright, we're back in European action now in the knockout stages of the Europa League, and we're up against Turkish side Başakşehir. Aside from Istanbul, are defeated 3-1 in the end. So we're now without both of our, good centre-backs and Kante. Thankfully, we do have a 2-goal lead and an away goal, so we have to be beaten by 3 clear goals here, and we haven't. We've actually beaten them even more heavily than we did before. Alright, so I'm hoping and praying this team will be enough. Milan are a very, very good side. We have won 3-0. That's a very, very good buffer zone going into the second leg. Second leg now here against Milan. This is to get into the quarterfinals of the Europa League, and it's yet another 3-goal victory. And we have absolutely slapped up the first leg. Second leg time now. We've had to bring in a replacement right back. The second leg ends as a draw 1-1, but we're through anyway 4-1 on aggregate. On to the semi-finals now, and Real Betis stand in our way. It's the Spanish side between us and a European final. The away leg coming up, Alexander-Arnold and Van Dijk are back, and they've helped us to a 2-0 victory. Now for the second leg at home, we've got a 2-goal aggregate lead. This should be an easy victory here, and indeed it is. 5-1 on aggregate, and we are through to the final of the Europa League. But I can see down in the right-hand side that we have got Juventus to face because they have beaten Arsenal 3-0. So this is it. The players are warming up. What is the result going to be? It's a 3-0 victory. I didn't even need to worry. So now we're simming to the end of Season 2. It is time for a third and final season. So here's our Champions League group for this one, and as far as UCL groups go, it's not a bad one, is it? Our first game of the group stages is against Russian side Lokomotiv, and realistically, it should be a very, very easy one. And indeed it is. The second game coming up here at home against Valencia, 3-0 win in the end. Once again, like last time, if we win the first 3 games of the group stages, we're pretty much through. And we have indeed done that with a 2-0 win over Monaco. We've beaten Wimbledon 6-0, and then the next day, we're away from home against Lokomotiv in Russia. Yeah, no, it's fine, mate. Just get the district line from Wimbledon all the way to Moscow. No problem. So we're actually level on points with Valencia. The next game decides who wins the actual group. We're away from home against Valencia, and we've got a 61 rated keeper in net. What could possibly go wrong? That could possibly go wrong. All right, here we are. Back to Champions League duty. This really is the meaty part of this one. We're in the round of 16. We've got German side Borussia Dortmund. The home leg then, it's a 2-1 win and an injury to Van Dijk. Oh, that's terrible. This is it. Away from home at Signal Iduna Park. It's a 4-2 win. I mean, it's a banger of a game, to be fair. Lads, we've got issues. Kylian Mbappe has decided he's going to get suspended. But Juve, who we did actually beat very comfortably in the Europa League final, we've got to try and beat them again. I mean, it's not going to be as comfortable this time because I don't think the squad's as good as it was last time. All right, it's a 1-1 draw. I think I will take that, to be honest. Can we bring this back? Kylian Mbappe, the villain of the first leg by getting suspended. Can he prove to be the hero this time? Well, I mean, he didn't get a goal, but he definitely helped us get a 2-0 win away from home. We're through to the semi-finals. Look at that squad. That is sensual. This is it, gamers. This is the... Well, it's not the one, actually. It's the precursor to the one. That famous Anfield atmosphere we're going to be experiencing, but we've managed to overcome it regardless and win 2-1 here. And now for the second leg. We won 2-1 at Anfield. We've now got the home tie, so let's get amongst it. We welcome Liverpool to our own, probably not that famous atmosphere at Salford. What is the result going to be? It's a 1-0 victory. We go through 3-1 on aggregate. We are into the Champions League final. And the side that we are going to face is German champions Bayern Munich. So here we are, the final of the Champions League, the Holy Grail. We've been through all the cup competitions, the entire Europa League and Champions League to get to this point. It's an important game and one where I absolutely cannot afford to be complacent or to lack in any seriousness whatsoever. Our preparation could not have been any better in that interview. And now we are ready to take on the German giants, the Bavarian beasts, Bayern Munich in the Champions League final. I swear to the heavens, if we lose this game after all of this, I will commit. This is it. Lowly Salford in League 2 v Bayern Munich. The game is about to happen. It's a... It's a win by the slimmest of margins, and it's not even a Galactico that has won it for us. Armstrong, who even is he? Luke Armstrong, who's joining German side Ingolstadt when the transfer window opens, has come off the bench and won Salford City the Champions League. So it turns out, after buying all of those players at the start of the game, it's one of the players who was in League 2 in the first place who's completed the challenge for us. You genuinely couldn't write the script. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is it. I mean, we've just got to end it there. What a way to end this challenge. If you've enjoyed the video, then slap a like on it. What a I didn't even plan that at all. That's incredible. But yeah, like the video if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. You can also follow me on social media. It's at the official FNG on Twitter and on Insta. But it's been a pleasure ranting at you guys today. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy yourselves. And goodbye.